right, so now that we have this thing almost completely wired, the bike's rolling over, and I just have to finish weld the exhaust, the last thing to do before I really run it, other than fuel, is sealing up the engine. So we have the valve cover here. As you see, I can get up close here, it's quite pitted. And the bike is, the bike had been down, or at least, the engine, the bike that the engine came out of, it's been down. So there's a little scrape here. The top of the valve cover looks good, but there's also a scrape on the other side as well. Now, I know if I try to paint these things, those pits are going to show up, and I don't really feel like body working them, and, because it has pits like this, it means I'm really not going to have the ability to polish them out, which I'm not mad about. But I want to try something different, so I'm going to remove some material and then coat these in a nice paint. And hopefully everything we've masked will have a unique look, and it'll look really cool. So I'll update you when I'm done. All right, so we've got the valve covers down here. I think they look really good. Whenever I first had them done, I still had the components masked off, and they weren't actually bolted on. And so they looked a little bit out of place, and it was a little bit of a risky move. And I know just red valve covers in general are pretty loud and obnoxious, but I think they're going to work great. We still have yet to get paint on the bike, so we'll pull red off of different components throughout, but obviously I've already started that by doing some MST red plug wires here. you gotta have fun with it, guys. So the whole idea obviously was kind of started because the valve covers were so pitted, and to hide that you kind of need a wrinkle paint, or at least that's, you know, my opinion, instead of trying to body work something. So overall, I think these worked really good. I like the look without the fins on one side. It's just like, it's one of those details that you don't notice right off the bat, but you know, you'll be walking by, or if you really start looking close, you know, you can pick that out and just like, oh, it's just a nice little departure from stock, but it's still, you know, not anything radical. So what I find with, like, say my bikes at shows, is a lot of them get walked by. Now, they're usually not very flashy or loud, or they're not like, you know, mega stretch choppers or anything like really crazy, but they're packed full of detail. So what really happens is, I'll get, let's say 50 people, you know, let's say 50 people are going to be passing by it at a show. You know, 45 of those people are gonna, you just, you know, do the old walk, you know, glance and walk by. But 5 are gonna come and they're gonna walk by and they're gonna look, and then they take a step back, and then they usually point, and they point at something, you know, they're with somebody else, and they start looking at details, and then they get close to the bike, and then they spend about 5 minutes at least looking them over. So I'm not after the 50 people, I'm after the 5. So that's, you know, that really speaks to me. I think that's pretty cool at shows. So not really, I don't really win awards or anything like that, but you know, it's details like this and the manifolds and just how I do the wiring and stuff like that that I really pride myself in. So anyway, you guys may or may not want to do something like this. You can definitely do like a wrinkle black paint. I don't think I have any here, but in case you didn't see it, it's VHT Wrinkle Plus. I've used this stuff a bunch. It always lays out great. I've used the black on a ton of stuff, and it looks really good. So you can pick that up at like O'Reilly's, Napa, whatever. So go try that out. But yeah, I think you do your light base coat, and then you do like a heavier coat, and then a heavier coat, and you got to lay it on thick. It's not like any other, you know, paint cans, anything like that. So try some out. It's good stuff. But you know, this is a nice nod. It's just a cool detail I really like. So if you look at any Ferrari valve cover or intake manifold like that, they're usually wrinkle black. And then for the Honda nod, we got the S2000 with the factory wrinkle red valve cover. So anyway, it's a fun detail. I'm glad I did it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you later.